Well, hello everyone. Thank you for clicking on this video. For those of you who have seen some of my e-biking videos, you know how much I love it. I just love to ride. And I see folks on some Facebook forums for various electric bikes asking questions about how to store their bike for the winter time. And my advice is to ride during the winter time as much as you can. Of course, you do have to dress appropriately for that. So I thought today I would just talk about a few tips for riding in the cold weather so that your bike doesn't have to sit there in the garage all winter and you don't have to wait for the warm weather. It may seem obvious, but the first thing you need to do is dress appropriately, and I usually wear some thermal long johns as a base layer and then just a normal pair of like cargo pants. And these pants right here are the greatest. I got these for around, I think, $25 or $30 at a sporting goods shop. They're like snowmobiling pants almost, but they're lightweight because when you're riding you do need to be able to move. And these pants really keep the wind out. That's the name of the game, is keeping the wind out and not having your skin exposed. Something else that has been incredible for cold weather riding is this little windbreaker. This was actually an insert on a motorcycle jacket that I had years ago, and I never really wore the jacket much, but I've gotten a lot of use out of this little windbreaker. So I generally wear a couple of shirts, sweatshirts, that kind of thing, and then this windbreaker, and I actually get kind of hot sometimes and actually have to take it off. Out here right now it's about 46 degrees, I guess, and a little breeze, but it's not too bad. And on the way over here I was thinking maybe I need to take this off. It's getting a little bit warm. And then of course just a good heavyweight jacket. Good pair of gloves is really important. There are pros and cons to this particular pair of gloves. I like these gloves because they do have the little shell that goes up over the over my jacket and keeps the wind out, which I like. But one bad thing about these gloves is they don't have much of a grip on them, and so when I'm using the brakes and the throttle and all that, I have to be a little bit more careful because they are a little bit slick. I am wearing some boots today. I don't usually ride in boots. I thought I'd give it a try. These boots don't go up very high though, so they don't really restrict my movement when pedaling. And I do have on some wool socks as well. Usually when I ride in the cold, it's my feet that get cold and my fingers tend to get cold, and also my head because of the bike helmet. But these boots seem to do okay. Usually I ride tennis shoes or running shoes, something like that, but they have mesh and lets the air through, so that's no good. Again, just keep the air off of your body. Cover your skin. My head tends to get cold because a bicycle helmet generally has holes in the top and the air comes through. So a balaclava, and this is not a real thick one, but it does the job well enough to keep my head warm. And then I also wear another little beanie on top of that. It fits under my helmet okay, because even with just the balaclava on, my head tends to get kind of cold. And here's a trick that I've learned, because you definitely want to keep your eyes from watering, and I use these goggles, and I got these at Walmart for I think about $20, something like that, a few years ago. And the good thing about these goggles is they have this foam in here that keeps the wind out of your eyes, or else your eyes will just water and you can't see anything, and it's pretty miserable. Sunglasses, normal sunglasses, won't really do the job, but these goggles do a pretty good job. The only problem I have sometimes is that because of the balaclava, sometimes my goggles will fog up, but it's generally when I'm just at a stoplight intersection, something like that, and generally they keep my eyes from watering. And one little trick that I've learned, if I put these under the eye holes in my balaclava, that's going to let air in here. So I actually put them on over top like this, and then of course my helmet, the little beanie, and then my helmet, and that seems to work out pretty well. When I ride in cold weather, I do like to have my saddlebags on the bike. These saddlebags came with the bike. I didn't use them for a long time, and I had a hard time the first time trying to put them on. I had to go do some internet research and see how to put them on here, but it worked out pretty well, and I really like them now because in the cold weather I can carry some extra clothes in here, or if I get too hot I can have a place to put my clothes. I do admit it's a little bit more difficult to get on and off the bike with all these clothes on. It's not quite as easy, and you just have to be careful not to drop the bike or fall over. Well, I thought today I would go explore a little forest across the street here. It's technically off limits. It belongs to the city. I've been back there one other time, but I thought I would ride over there and check that out. And then there's a family-owned Mexican restaurant not far from here, and on the weekends they actually cook chicken on the grill outside, and that's some of the best chicken I've ever had. So I thought we would ride over there and get some dinner. I've never taken Spanish. I believe the pronunciation of the place is My Tapatia, but I could be totally wrong. You can leave a comment. I never had Spanish class when I was in high school. I took 3 years of French, and that hasn't done me much good at all. Alright. So here's a little place. It just has a stop sign, but it doesn't say I can't come back in here. I'll take it easy on the gravel. Gravel and leaves, especially wet leaves, you have to be careful of. But these fat tires do pretty well in this type of terrain. It's a little gate. I wonder where that goes. Oh. I'm going to see if I can ride up this way. I'm not sure. As long as we don't have any big sticks or logs or anything, it may be okay. I'll just throttle on up through here slowly. It's like maybe an old basketball. Got some pavement. Not sure why. All right. A little hung up on the briars. Let's see where this goes. I better push over these sticks. This is one of the most fun things about riding my electric bike, is just getting out and exploring places. These are places I never would have gone. Just seeing what's out there. Oh, hey, I don't think I'm going to get over this one. I'm thinking there may have been a house up here at one point. This looks like an old front porch with the handrails and all. Yeah, some steps. I do appreciate the folks who have subscribed to my channel. And the reason I started the channel really was just to take people on little adventures, take them biking, Some people may not have an electric bike but would like to get one, or for whatever reason just can't get out and about. And thanks to technology with the GoPros these days, it's easy for me just to take people along on the ride. So if you enjoy riding, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. I'm not trying to be some YouTube influencer or anything like that. I'm just out having fun and videoing it. And I enjoy being creative, and I'm a little technologically challenged, but I'm figuring out how to make my videos and hopefully how to make them better. I tend to learn something each time I make one. So please subscribe and hit the like button, and I think there's a notification bell or something you're supposed to ring. So please do all that, so maybe I can get rich. Okay, I'm actually starting to sweat a little bit now, so by no means am I cold. My eyes are watering a little bit, but I'm actually very warm and thinking about maybe shedding some of these clothes. Getting ready to go up one of the longest and fairly steep hills on the Greenway, just to show you how easy it is on an electric bike. I'm going to downshift to gear number 6, but I'm in power setting 3 out of 5, and I don't even know that I'm going up a hill. The GoPro probably doesn't pick up the hill very well, but it's just easy. I would never be able to ride a regular bicycle up this hill, and when I see other people on this hill, they're pushing. Okay, I have to watch for traffic out here. Back in civilization. Alright, see if I can make it through this light. Yes, lucky. Got lucky on that one. Okay, this is a very busy and dangerous road. This is Williamson Road. And I try my best not to ride on Williamson Road. I do have to cross over it sometimes. So I'm going to go through the other side of the neighborhood and the safe way to get to the restaurant. Ooh, buddy. I'm gonna have to cross the street. Easier said than done. There's the restaurant over there. I can smell the chicken. You got it. So I've been informed that it is pronounced Mi Tapatia. Mi Tapatia, I think I said that right. And it is actually referring to a group of people who are northerners in Mexico. And I was told it's kind of similar to saying something in the United States like hillbillies or rednecks or something like that, although evidently folks in the northern part of Mexico do not take offense to that term. Well, it took a little while, but there it is. Thank you for riding along with me.